Hi, I'm Alex with tinyhousetalk.com, and today I have a real nice treat for you guys. It's a family. Their name is Steve and Wendy are the owners of this tiny house, and they go by serving God and sticking it to the man. I love it. I found them on Facebook. I think Steve posted on our wall over at Tiny House Talk, and then I got into contact with him so that I could share some of their progress with you guys. And you know, I want to make sure to note that you guys are not finished. As I do this video here for you guys, they're not finished with this house yet. I mean, it looks beautiful and it looks like it's pretty much finished, but there's a lot of things that are yet to be finished. So in the future, we'll have an update. That way, we can actually see the finished product. But I think that this right here, I mean, I know that this is going to give a lot of people inspiration, especially small families out there. Or young couples or young families. I think that this really does give a lot of inspiration, and I know that they're gonna end up inspiring a lot of people to do the same thing. So let's go ahead and just check it out. This is what they started with. They actually used this old camper to harvest a trailer, and that's what they used to build everything on. As you're gonna see here, it's what they used for their foundation. So they took the time to rip everything off. That must have taken a lot of work. So they ripped everything off. I think they recoated the entire trailer to make sure it's new. I'm not sure what they did with the wheels and the bearings because I don't think that they plan on moving it much. You know, I'm pretty sure that they're just keeping it on site. So here's what they did. They added the floor joist and the frame. All that right there is 2x6 treated wood, and the total dimensions are 10 by 25. So it's relatively large for a tiny house, I'd say. And let's move on. You know, some of these terms and stuff, I'm not a builder. You know, I am learning this stuff, and I've been writing and reading about it for a long time, but I may get some of this stuff wrong, so forgive me if I do. Here's a shot of Steve covering the floor joist with the plywood so they can get ready for the wall framing, as you're going to see on the next slide here. And he actually got the help of some, I believe, some coworkers, which is just awesome. It's cool to see families and friends helping each other during times like this. And then here they are when they're pretty much finished with the sheathing for the house. And then they're doing the interior rooms. Next I'm going to show you the floor plan of the house so you know how everything kind of lays out. As you see, when you walk in, to the left is that bedroom that you haven't seen yet, but there's a bedroom to the left. There's a living room as soon as you walk in with a couch, you know, right in front of you. And then, of course, the kitchen. And then the sleeping loft goes over the bathroom, okay? And the bathroom is full size, you know, shower and bath. Here it is with the house wrap all set up. And then there's Steve framing the roof. And they got the windows installed here, and then they put a temporary cover on the roof. They still haven't finished it. I believe they did the sheathing on it. Yes, they did the sheathing on it. Or the you know, they covered it up with plywood, but they haven't completely finished the roofing yet. And then here's a shot of the air conditioning connection. So that's the electrical box on the right, and the left is their AC, which I really like compared to a lot of the window units that some people are using. I think this looks a lot better. And then coming soon on the right, they're actually going to build an enclosed. They're going to enclose a water heater, a tankless water heater at that. So here's another shot of the air conditioner inside the house. Again, I love the look of this a lot better than compared to the window or wall units that a lot of people are using, although I think they work great. And then here's a shot of inside that bedroom that I was talking to you about. I was amazed when I saw this. I think this is one of the coolest little bedrooms that I've seen in one of these tiny houses. I mean, you can fit a desk comfortably. There's a bed in there, and there's a large window, and it fully shuts. You know, the door shuts, and that way you have some privacy and separation inside the tiny house. Here's another, you know, here's a shot of the room from another angle. You can see the bed, and then there's plenty of storage up above for pretty much, you know, all of your storage needs. And then I noticed that they have something on the wall there, I guess, to hang their keys and stuff and whatever else, so that's pretty cool. And then this is their propane heater. I didn't get the details on it. And then here's a shot of the fold-up table that they have. And then that there on the right, that is not a bookshelf. It's a ladder. That's where they store their ladder when they're not using it, so that they can get up into the sleeping loft, or so they can get up into the storage loft to get things in and out of there. and then that's just a shot of it with the table propped up. And their plans are, I think they've already done this actually, I just don't have an updated photo, but they've already mounted the computer screen to the wall. So that's pretty much their computer station, which I think is pretty cool, because you can also use it to watch a movie or something from the couch. But they also have plans on putting a larger size television, which I'm going to show you here in a moment. So their kitchen, you see right there, that open space on the top right, that's where I believe that they're planning on putting a larger flat screen television, which is going to be really, really cool. And I think they did an amazing job with the kitchen. It actually looks like a very usable kitchen, which, I've seen a lot of nice tiny houses. Some of them, the kitchens, they just look like they're pretty much not made for anyone who wants to cook. Now this one is I think it pretty much has the same amount of counter space in my kitchen in my 600 square foot apartment. So I think that's a pretty nice kitchen. One of the nicest that I've seen. And then that unit, the cabinet, the part of the cabinet, kitchen cabinet towards the right, Steve actually custom made that. It was Wendy's idea, but he custom made that with extra bamboo flooring that they had left over from the flooring. So I think that's awesome how they made that, because it's perfect. It's seamless. And then here's a shot of the living room. Man, I love the art that they have up there. I think that somebody asked on Facebook, and I think I noticed that they bought it at IKEA. If you're wondering, they got that beautiful piece of art that brings some nature into the house. They got it at IKEA, I believe. But pretty amazing little house. And then here's a shot of the sleeping loft, which you get in, pretty much right through the kitchen. You set up the ladder right there, and you climb up, and you're in. And that sleeping loft right there just sits over the bathroom area, which is, right underneath. They recently finished the exterior siding. I'm not sure if it's completely done yet, but it's close to being completely done, or it may be completely done right now. The house is still in progress. I'm reminding you that one more time. They've got to finish the roofing and things like that. So there's a few things left. So it's important to note that they haven't finished the deck. They haven't finished a lot of the parts. That's really, that's why it doesn't look perfect on the outside yet. So in the future, I plan to do an update when they do have the house all finished up. But I still think that this is just such a beautiful setup that I wanted to share it with you guys, with the promise that I'll do an update in the future if it's okay with Steve and Wendy. And then here's a shot of the bathroom, very unique. They use corrugated steel to do it, and if you go to their Facebook page, which I'll give you a link to at the end of this video, you can see how they did that, because when I looked at it, I wondered, well, hey, what about the water? Isn't the water going to get behind it and it's going to cause problems? But I'm pretty sure that Steve prevented that. I noticed when I was flipping through all his pictures that they did prevent that. So if you're curious about that, you can check it out. And then here's a bathroom sink. They got this from Target for a really, really good deal. And then there's another funny part about it. It's sitting on top of an IKEA dresser, which is kind of crazy. It's very creative. I think it looks great. The only problem I foresee is that sometimes those surfaces, I'm not sure about IKEA because I've never owned IKEA furniture, but sometimes those surfaces have issues with water. So, and since that's a bathroom, I'm just afraid at what'll happen if water gets splashed on and it's left out there undried or unwiped. It may ruin the dresser, but maybe there's some kind of protective coating that they can put on it, or maybe that's just not an issue at all. I'm not sure, but either way, very, very cool, very creative. I think it's going to work out great. I cannot wait to see the rest of the house when it's finished, and I'm definitely keeping an eye on their Facebook page for updates, because I really love what these people are doing, and I wanted to introduce you guys to them. So thank you so much for watching. Again, this video was brought to you by tinyhousetalk.com, and of course, for more information and pics on this particular project, you can visit Steve and Wendy at their Facebook page, which is facebook.com/serving God and sticking it to the man. I'll provide a link if you're on Tiny House Talk right now. You can just click over. You'll see the link below. If you're on YouTube, you can also check out the link right below the video. So again, thank you so much, and I also want to send a big, big thank you to Steve and Wendy for sharing this with us and for allowing me to share these pictures, even though they weren't completely done. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.